Alright guys, today we're going to walk through the garden. We're going to go over a few things. Some of the fruits that are going on around here. We're going to tie up some of our melons that we have here. Alright, so here we go. We've taken pieces like this that are stragglers. And this one we already did it. We just tucked it in there. And those little tiny vine parts, they're going to start grabbing onto stuff. And it's okay to not let them grab stuff just yet. And they're going to stretch out like that, and every day you're just gonna pull it up just a little more, just like this one. I'm going to reach up as much as I can, and I want to tuck it in. I want to make sure that it's going to be weaving in and out of this trellis, so when it does grow up and over, it's going to be nice and strong to support your melons. There's going to be ones that stretch out different ways. Just tuck them over if they can't quite reach yet, and this one can. Now you don't want to crowd the squares. And I'm going to work its way up here. So yeah, and that first Crenshaw melon that's come up, or a flower to come up on the Crenshaw, is a male. Now to tell the difference, I see arsenic and everyone talking about that. A lot of times it's just going to be this stick right here going up to it. You're not going to get a big bulge. The females will have a lot bigger of a bulge all the way to where it connects. You'll end up telling, it's easy to see. A lot of times you'll see a whole bunch of stuff on one, and you'll get a few. Don't be discouraged if you see just male flowers right away, and eventually you'll see female flowers starting to pop up. Now you could always take a male flower and then just pull it off, and then you can just peel away this outer edge of the flower, and you can just dip that center part where the pollen is into your female flowers to ensure that you get really good pollination if you don't have problems with that. Yeah, and don't overcrowd. That's a big thing on these trellises. We found putting two beside each other does not work. So we have 4 in this one, which is almost too much, but I have them on all 4 corners. 2 is what I would suggest, what we did for last time, and it worked the best. We've overcrowded them before. This time we're just going to try this because I'm not sure which melon was which. We got confused with our Moon and Stars melon and our cantaloupe, and then the Crenshaw. So I thought we were good putting the names on stuff, but we ended up messing that up. But that's okay. Our other Crenshaw melon over here. That's the strawberries starting to take over, coming over here. I got to push them back that way. But I've already started winding that in. See, there's a little slack on that. I'm able to pull it up. So you just want to be able to pull it up as high as you can. And then just tuck that other one under it. Be as gentle as you can. Obviously I'm one-handed trying to film here. Yeah. Eventually that'll just keep growing up. You'll amaze yourself. Big deal is why we trellis, is to get rid of a bunch of sicknesses that like the cantaloupes and watermelons can get. Also airflow is a big deal, so when the wind is blowing on something like this, it does work out good. We got rebar going into the ground here. Now that goes 4 feet into the ground, and then we pin it to it. So this whole trellis you actually couldn't move. Really strong. As you see here too, we got a nice big one into the ground. Now this was just homemade metal that we came up with some bolts attaching it, and then this was some sort of fire mesh that we found. And believe it or not, it ended up climbing over it, and it wanted to climb even more, so we had to build this thing to come all the way across over top of our little area here. And what's doing really well in here, check out that, guys. That's the lemon cucumber. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. Now if you remember last year we had our cucumbers and they ended up growing up this and all the way over, and they were just hanging everywhere. It was awesome. So hopefully we get that with the cucumbers. And our bean area over here with the sunflower is doing really well. Let's go have a look at that. You can see that in there. So it's huge. I mean, the leaves are bigger than my hands. You want to definitely plant your beans, your seeds, every so often. So every couple weeks we are coming out here dropping one. So as you see, there's all different sizes in here. Some of these are getting really big, like this one here. I want to stretch it up now. This one's close enough. We're going to have it start to climb the sunflower. And the other ones here, hopefully we can get this one to stretch over too. With the rest, I'm just gonna hang from a string, and we're gonna put it up over here all the way across. So we do have a pole up right now, right here, ready to go to stretch over. But yeah, that's the bean garden this year, no longer the corn garden. Our mulberries are doing really well. We've been harvesting over the last couple weeks. The birds are sharing with us. We're all getting along. That's why my ladder's out. So every couple days we're coming out with our poly or a tarp and laying it down and shaking it and making it rain mulberries. We got a cool little video that we did. Hopefully you guys go back and check that out. Onto the harvesting. Let's go fill these up. I know we can get lots of strawberries right now. We can probably get a handful of blueberries and some raspberries. Find some that aren't as red, and then ones that are just perfect. So we're gonna go through afterwards and make sure there's no bad ones. After going through there really good, I found a few. You want to remove the old gross stuff out. So just recycle it. Don't throw it in your yard, because you never know, it might just start sprouting up everywhere. So I was looking and noticing we got some blueberries going on here. Really cool to see. Hope you guys can see that real good. So we're gonna pick a few of those, and let's get some golden raspberries. It's not very many, but that's our first blueberries off these bushes. Now there's a whole bunch that are sitting there, but they're not ready to go. Let's go get some golden raspberries. Lots ready. Now they should just want to fall off pretty much. Now there's bumblebees always around here hanging out. We got the flamingo chilling with us. They almost want to be able to just like the mulberries, them just pop off in your hand when you kind of give them a little. Make sure we get them all. And the ones that break, those are yours. Alright, now I think we can harvest some of this spinach strawberry here. Quite an interesting plant. We just did a video on this. When they get a little darker, like the top of this one was done earlier, kind of seems like maybe it's starting to get old and gross looking. So we're going to start taking them when they're nicer looking down below, when they have that nicer look to them, because the top's just not looking so nice. So I believe these ones that showed up sooner will be done. We're going to look for the nice darkest ones. Can I get a couple more of these? I think they're done. Now they start to go brown on the outside, and I believe those are just the seeds. So our fingers are going red from the berries, so they obviously are juicy. I don't think these ones are quite ready in the back. Now they could be. They're not as squishy as those ones I was just holding, but I think we're going to take these too, because we're interested in making some jams. A lot of these you can just take and freeze. I'm just grabbing it from the top and pulling. Just pretty much stripping that plant on the top of it. We've been eating the greens and they're delicious. They taste just like spinach. When you are growing these, make sure that's what you're eating. So if it's the kids coming out, you've taught them how to do this properly. Definitely parental supervision. So a lot of the times you get random things just dropping and growing. So you really want to like pull back your plant and make sure you know that's the only thing growing in there and that's what it is, and all the leaves are matching that you're pulling. So it's the adult or the supervision person that's doing the supervising that really has to make sure that you know what you're eating when you are growing your own foods. Very important. So I think we're going to take a few more here. Now we're really interested in making more jams. We made a lot of jellies last year. So all these are going to be going into our little mixed berry jam. We're keeping them separate right now. The strawberries, we have a massive bag full right now, so it's always producing twice a day. Me and Max are able to come out here after work. I come out here in the morning and check on the garden. And to make sure you have your traps going everywhere, like the mice traps, sitting in your garden beds here and there, just for when something does come, it detours it out of there. Gives a little snap, scares it away maybe. But yeah, I wouldn't bait them or anything. Also, as you see over here in our melon trellis, my cousin was over and noticed it. Right here, I've just taken spikes, like old, old wood nails, and just set them in the dirt. You know, if an animal like a squirrel wants to obviously jump up in there, nothing's going to want to come in here ever again. And if anything like us fell on this, a lot of times it would go under dirt. So just be careful. And if you are having people in the garden, you make sure everyone's aware of that when they are reaching in and stuff like that. But yeah, we keep our mouse traps here and there. Put them on ledges and stuff like that where you know they're walking. You use your deterrent traps, stuff like that. Keep them out. But here we go. So there's nothing wrong with having fun growing, stretching out, and eventually you're going to start building and getting bigger and better and building your knowledge and garden with that. So again, guys, thanks for doing this with us and hanging out. It's almost going to start raining now. We're going to go wash up that fruit. I hope you guys check out some of our other videos and join us on our adventure to the 500 subscribers. Take care, guys. Smash that like button. Canadian proud, get outdoors. Well, that's a handful of fruit out of our backyard. We got spinach, strawberry, blueberries, golden raspberries, and we just dropped a blueberry. What up, guys? This is Canadian Proud Get Outdoors, and we're gonna try strawberry spinach today. Arsenic, we sent some of these out. We also sent some out to some friends. It's funny because online when I look it up, it says it tastes a lot like a mulberry with a little less flavor, and that's true. Basically, almost has that spinach flavor to it. Subtle, not like a powerful flavor. It's not very floral like they would say. Almost has no flavor. It's actually making our fingers a little red too, so it is ready. We're going to definitely keep an eye on some of the other ones and leave them on. We left a couple on the other ones and maybe we'll let them go longer. But as I know, it doesn't have a crazy amount of flavor. Every day we get one of these, we just shove them in the bigger bag. Freeze them up, make your jams, guys. Smash that like button. Canadian Proud, get outdoors.